Well, former National Security Advisor John Bolton was indicted for handling classified information in his own personal way. It's hilarious. Now, CNN and the media who love him are calling this lawfare. They are literally defending John Bolton, the man who pushed the Iraq War, who agitated bombing in Iran, who has wanted that his whole life, basically, cheered the destruction of Libya, justified spying on Americans, backed the coup in Venezuela and Syria, spent a lifetime volunteering other people's children for bloody battlefields. He has never seen a conflict that he didn't want to send U.S. blood into. He has premier status for his reservation in hell. I'm very comfortable saying that. But CNN loves him because he used to work for Trump and he will take a hit at Trump anytime. So he makes for good TV for them. So what does the indictment allege that he did? He created a group chat with what we think is his wife and daughter and took copious notes about his time in the Trump administration and sent secret information on the chain to write this book that he was planning, which he did publish in 2020. Now, is this President Trump getting back at him? Well, it'd be pretty hard to prove that since the prosecution began under the Biden administration. Even in the New York Times says what's so unusual about this is that it's very usual. It followed the normal chain of indictment, witnesses, investigation, all of that. Was there criminal intent? Well, it would be hard to prove that he didn't know any better, given that he likes to go on TV and say that people who mishandle classified documents should be murdered. He said Edward Snowden should get the death penalty. Julian Assange, President Trump. It would be hard to argue that given he says this on TV all the time, he didn't know it was wrong. But then there is this gold from the indictment where he's sending his wife and daughter, presumably, this 24-page document. He calls it a diary. And then he says, none of which we'll talk about. And the individual says, that's right. Shh. So stupid. I could not stop laughing about that. And he says, more come over cloak and dagger. Like he's basically Pink Panther.
He loves himself. He really loves himself.
He shared information, it said there, at the top secret SCI level. So clearly he knows. Joining us to discuss is Lionel from the Lionel Nation YouTube channel, who says, yeah, he's in deep doo-doo. This is maybe one of the stronger ones to come out of the Justice Department in a while. So Lionel.
Well, we should also point out that Lionel is a constitutional attorney.
Yes.
A prosecutor who knows this stuff inside and out. We'll just throw that in there.
And I'm always the Grim Reaper, great name, whenever it comes to giving you bad news as to another failed attempt at getting these people. The Comey indictment is going to go bye-bye. The Tish James one is, but this one, dead meat. Dead meat. Dead meat.
Why?
And here's the beautiful
Why?
part about it. Okay, first of all, Natalie, lawfare, what does that mean? You might as well say, you're being mean. Lawfare means nothing. Who cares? If you're driving 80 miles an hour in the school zone, and I'm thinking, is that Natalie? Yeah, get her. Boom. Did you stop me? Yes. Because it's me? Yes. And you were going 80 miles an hour. Who cares why I stopped you? What difference does it make? Does it make any sense? That's civilian talk. Here's why this is different. And this is the facts are beautiful. In 17 months, this guy worked for Trump, and he turned over this book like that, and they said, wow, this is pretty good. Wow, look at these notes, and gee, he's smart. Well, as you said, as he's going through top secret meetings and stuff he should not be telling anybody about, he writes notes down, which are fine. He then takes them, transcribes them to a Word doc. He has about 1,000 pages of this, sends it to daughter and mom for them to review via AOL or something. By the way, a lot of people use AOL. Don't kid yourself. They're also using fax machines. I know it sounds crazy, but it's not as... in fact, Hollywood scripts right now are being sent more and more with fax. Anyway, so he sends this. Now, they're put together. They then review this. They turn the proposed book over to the DOJ. The DOJ says, we don't like this in your book. Okay, fine. He's claiming First Amendment. He said, you cleared my book. You went through it. This is selective prosecution, malicious prosecution, whatever it is. He's lawfare. All that doesn't mean anything. What does lawfare mean? It doesn't mean anything. So anyway, here's the issue. This is one of the best indictments ever. Whoever wrote this one knows what they're doing, as opposed to those Eastern District cut and paste on a Selectric. I mean, those were terrible. This was fantastic. One of the allegations was, I forget, page 53, they said, none of the allegations, nothing that we are saying today, none of the 18 counts has anything to do with the book. There you go. So what they're doing is this. It's not the book, John. It's not the fact that you don't get a clearance on top secret information. They don't clear top secret information. That's not it. You basically reduced to writing and revealed over non-secure transmission to non-approved civilians information that was top secret or sensitive. That is it. End of discussion. That's it. Now, for a lot of people looking for espionage, this isn't espionage. These names, treason, sedition, that's not it. He's not the Rosenbergs. He's not Kim Philby. This isn't the Cambridge Five. No, it's very simple. Remember John Deutsch, 1996, head of the CIA? He took a laptop home with him. They were going to hang him. You don't do this. This is like, and Iran, forgot to mention, they hacked him. He was being hacked, not by some Nigerian banker, but some Iranian. So this goes to show you, John, this is what happened. So we don't know what happened, where this went. So to recap this, very, very simple. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you expect anything exciting, no. Number one, he wrote these things down, which is fine. Number two, he reduced them to writing on a Word doc. That's okay on a secured phone. You can do that. But he sent it to civilians. I don't care if it's your daughter, your publisher, your friend, your neighbor. I don't care if it was for personal gain, if it was to write a book. It doesn't matter. This is very black and white, very cold, very specific. This is the stuff as a prosecutor I love. It's like I said, speeding. Were you going over the speed limit? That's it. Don't care why. Unless there's an emergency, which never happens. Just very cut and dry. He's toast. Now, is he going to go to prison? No. No. Now, is this selective prosecution? No. Now, other people are saying maybe he shouldn't have been charged. John Deutsch was in charge. Hillary Clinton was in charge. Maybe Comey. We can argue this all day long. Who should be? Remember Sandy? Who was it? Sandy Berger? Who's the guy who stuffed the documents down his pants? And it's, excuse me, this is all prosecutorial discretion. As a prosecutor, people forget this. When you go into a courtroom, you got to feel really good about this case. And if you think, my heart's not in this, okay, fine. It's up to you. Excuse me. There is no mandatory basis that you must charge people with things. You believe me, you don't have to do that. So let me just say, you can talk about he's a merchant of evil and all that. Yeah. And by the way, Natalie, he's nothing. The people who make him look like a Girl Scout are people in higher level intel. You don't even know their names. Sure. They are so ghoulish, so psychopathic. He's a foot soldier. Remember, anybody whose name you're given, they're not in charge. When you hear Soros, he's not in charge. So they love to put these people out there. And he loves being, the Wilfred Brimley, I am the walrus kind of a thing. He's mysterious. By the way, he's a warmonger and everybody loves him. I mean, every administration loves him because he trashes everybody. He is by the way, in the intel community, what people will say is he is such a rat. Even the intel people hate him because they love quiet and they love understanding that it's the mission. You don't ever give up the commander. You don't give up somebody. You're going to betray the mission. He is so horrible in terms of this persnickety, priggish, weird old. He's like a Karen. You know what I mean? He really. But that notwithstanding, this is cut and dry, and they are going crazy. All of the usual suspects, the people who love him, they're saying, John, we can't help you on this one. Comey, yes. Tish James, maybe. That case is harder than you think because there's Fannie Mae rules and mortgage fraud is not really what you think it is. Okay, fine. This is simple. And let me tell you something. This is Trump's finest hour. I don't know what Pam Bondi's doing. I don't know if Todd Blanchard's in charge. I don't know who they are. But whoever drafted this in Maryland, they know what they're doing.
Okay, let's pretend you're his defense attorney then. You plead. What will happen to him? Big fine, big slap on the wrist?
Mercy.
What?
Mercy, probation, some kind of whatever it is. You're going to bring in how he did so much for his country. I'll do the old kind of the Sicilian flu. He's kind of up there. He's not as sharp. Doesn't have his fastball anymore. That kind of stuff. He's whatever. They're not going to put him in prison. No, absolutely not. But the point is he'll lose any and all. To be dethroned, to be defanged from your position. Think about this. All you've been is intel behind the lines, and people like when they I'm sure when he shows up to the cafeteria at Langley, they say, John, this is like so sophomoric. What are you doing? And putting his wife and his, when you're doing this, you're saying, hey, listen, guys, this thing that you're reading on my, guess who's going to come to our house and take your stuff, your laptop? I'm putting you in jeopardy. And by the way, when the feds take it, you don't get it back. Or if you get it back, it's wiped out. And your computer's your life. So this idiot, he could have done it differently. He could have hired somebody within the world. And let me just say something very, very quickly. There's an arrogance here. You want to talk about something, there's this arrogance. There's this idea that you can't touch me. We don't need no stinking badges. I'm John Bolton. I'm John freaking Bolton. You don't understand.
I got a bestseller novel coming out.
Yeah. Who was it? Lionel Helmsley said, taxes are for poor little people. You don't know who I am. I'm too big for this. Trump got him. And let me tell you something. It is about time, because so far, can you name the big name politicians? Can you name anybody? Comey, that's a disaster. Tish James, are you really? Okay, well, that'll do, I guess.
No.
A couple of judges here and there.
Epstein files?
Nothing.
What is that? And Epstein, by the way, is getting worse because it's with this Prince Andrew. Don't get me started with that. Oh, and one more thing real quick. I know this has nothing to do with this. Guess who is furious with Trump? Diddy. I know you don't care about this. Diddy said, George Santos gets a pardon, not me. Identity theft? They got me on this archaic Mann Act. Do you know how many people I can bring down? And you, George Santos? What? Diddy is furious. So when people get furious and they feel betrayed and they feel like I've been forgotten, watch what happens with that. Oh, so let me tell you something. Don't let this no kings, no brain stuff fool you. That was performative nonsense. That was a kabuki dance going nowhere, my friend. Let me tell you that Trump is such a genius. I don't know if he's a savant. I don't know if he knows what he's doing. He said something. One day he brings people in. Zelensky, like you mentioned before, says, by the way, Zell, it's over. Have a nice day. Why am I here? Get out of here. Next, he's just... And now let's go out in the patio and look how we destroyed the Rose Garden to make a food court like a mall. He's like, what are you? And have you seen what he's done to the Oval Office? It looks like a Cracker Barrel gift shop. What is this? Yeah. I love this guy. But let me tell you something. Trump doesn't forget. He doesn't forget. He can wait. He's like a Cape Buffalo. They have a grudge, and I love it. And I want to get
right.
And also Hillary. Remember, they walked on her. They forgot it. Biden. What about all those files? Are they still in his garage? We don't know whatever happened to that. University of Pennsylvania, the China thing. So maybe this will rekindle, reinvigorate, and resuscitate an interest in perhaps maybe breathing life into those cases. One can dream, my friends. One can dream.
Or this idea that there's equal justice under the law. And if you do this classified information bit, you're going to get prosecuted no matter. I know. This is utopia.
Such a Pollyanna. Clayton, how do you deal with this? It's like, what you think he'd be battle-hardened and rough and like Clayton and I?
I know. 15 years of this he's been dealing with. 15 years.
15 of the greatest years of my life.
We had an argument this morning about serving platters. Like, I'll serve him
Remember, let me tell you something.
And he'll
Remember
switch
this one thing. Final word here. Final word. The secret to a happy marriage is still a secret. Thank you very much.
Okay.
It's true.
It is. If someone serves you your meatballs in a bowl, you don't put it in a plate. You just leave it.
You poor
you eat
man.
it that way.
You poor man.
And then This was a discussion we had this morning.
Thanks for telling tales of our.
Yeah.
All right.
I can see this on
Lionel.
ID. Some victim's ID. Wives gone mad. It started
Exactly.
with his name, Clayton
Exactly.
Morris. He was found stabbed 50 times. His wife said, "I don't know. Things happen."
Yeah.
He slipped on a bar of soap. Okay.
Well, I will ask you, dear audience, why not eat your scrambled eggs in a bowl? What's so wrong with that? Just let me know what you think in the chat.
Savage.
All right, these are marital squabbles. Thank you, Lionel. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
All right.